Hello and welcome to our podcast.
Welcome, Freewoman. We are happy you are here. We are happy we are here.
Yeah, as always, thank you for hitting play.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, so we've been watching a show, a series on Netflix.
Well, it's kind of been trending online. So we've been catching reels, catching snippets about Love is Blind. Not a show that was even really in our awareness.
No,
until the last month or so.
Yeah, well, I've never really been a TV reality person, so I think I only saw it because of being on Netflix.
You don't want to watch people just humiliate themselves on live TV for your entertainment?
No, I just have other things to do with my time.
I am mixed about reality TV because sometimes it's almost like eating junk food. It's like, oh, this could be fun.
Yeah.
But then I always feel kind of gross afterwards.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, what did I just do?
Yeah. Well, you were telling me about it, and I was like, all right, let's try it. Let's watch it. And boy, it's been interesting watching it.
Well, especially when you live we have an intentional bubble that we have made for ourselves to separate us from people like that. Yeah. And then every now and then you venture out of your bubble and you encounter the world and you're like, oh, yeah.
This is not what I'm around anymore.
This is why we created our bubble, and let's quickly retreat back inside.
Yeah, and this is why I've done some internal work, or a lot of internal work, because I just don't want to be like this.
Well, I think the last reality TV show I watched was The Real Lives of Mormon Wives or something, whatever. Yeah. The Secret Lives of Mormon Housewives, or whatever it was, about mom talk. And the girl group that created that in Utah. And I only made it through, I think I watched 2 episodes. I was really trying because it was a topic of conversation on social media and I wanted to participate. I'm an ex-Mormon. I'm like, let's see what this is about.
I watched those with you. It was painful.
Yeah. I think we got through 2 episodes, maybe 3. I might have watched another one without you. And it was so triggering because it is so accurate. I'm like, wow, this is reminding me of people I know. This is reminding me of situations I've been in and toxic girl groups.
Yeah, this is the world I don't want to live in. Yeah. I have worked hard at having the friends that matter to me. And boundaries and like valuing myself, and then I watch it and it's just so uncomfortable. I'm like, I can't do this even if it's on TV.
Yeah, it's kind of a flashback to that time as well when we didn't have boundaries. Yeah. And what life was like.
I mean, it has been good it does bring stuff up, so it helps me to like channel that and that's what I'm going to work on next time I see my therapist. I'm like, okay, I guess we still have some issues around that or shame that we did not see better at the time, and we just gave our body away to whatever and whoever came along.
Access to that less healed version of you and those memories, and it can bring up a lot. So we have been doing a little bit of our trauma work watching Love is Blind.
Oh my God. It's been so triggering watching it.
It's been triggering in a way that is causing me to understand things. And so that's part of why I've been pushing through, because I'm like, oh, I think this is actually good for me.
Yeah. Well, for me too, because I've been in the dating world a couple times and I have dated, and it's reminded me of what it's like out there. And then also how times I didn't have boundaries, but inside I didn't want to do something, but I just let it happen. I was like, oh, it's just sex, or just make him happy, or, I just want to be accepted. I want to be picked. I want to be the chosen one. And then
we call that pick me girls. Now, I love when that phrase came out. I was like, yes, that encapsulates exactly like the toxic movement within women. Yeah. This pick me energy where we just want so desperately to be chosen by a man.
Yeah, and we
even just by the masculine we want the masculine to want us.
We do, and we have it all wrong. It should be the other way around. We should just have such high standards and such value of ourselves, and this idea that you're not going to settle, and they should have to prove themselves to us.
What happened to courtly love? Where they were supposed to write poems and fight dragons and conquer all just to get a glimpse of us.
Well, I went down the toilet at some point.
Well, they started, probably even before courtly love, they started desecrating the feminine.
They did.
And women, and we were no longer sacred. We were a disgusting, bleeding, birthing thing.
Yeah, well, we became property too. That's all our value.
That as well.
All of our value was just the fact that we were property. And I think that, like, pick me thing came in too, because you wanted to be picked, because you wanted to have, like, at least a good property or a good husband that provided for you, because you couldn't just go out.
Well, yeah, they took away all of our ability to be independent and self-sustaining.
Yeah, so it does. It just takes a time and inner work to realize that you are the prize, and that, you know, you don't have to settle, and it's better just to be alone than to fall for one of these, like, loser guys that...
Well, don't forget, too, that they taught women to turn on each other. Because that's part of that pick-me energy, is you got to throw other women under the bus.
That's true.
You're competing. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, you have, men at the top, especially white men, and then underneath it is women who can be picked, and then underneath that is the unpicked, and then underneath that's children. It's like this pyramid of power, and we're all just desperate for daddy to love us, so that we'll be safe and we'll have our needs met.
Well, that's what we've been seeing in this show.
Love
is Blind, and even the manipulation.
How about
too.
Just call it Abuse is Blind?
Abuse is blind.
You can be abused whether or not you see each other.
It's so true.
That's what they should really be saying to each other instead of love is blind.
Love is blind. Oh my God.
It's like, no, it's not.
It's actually not blind when you wake up and you've done a lot of inner work and you love yourself. It's pretty obvious to find the red flags.
Talking about dating as well, and, you know, something we have both experienced is how much a person can pretend.
Oh, I know.
When they're not face to face with you.
Yeah.
How much they can just create this illusion, this fantasy, this story about who they are, or maybe even who they pretend to be in their head.
Yeah.
And then it's just wonderful because you have no way of discounting any of the things that they're feeding you.
Well, the show is where they have a wall between them and they're just talking. They've never met them face to face. So it's the idea of, like, you can fall in love by just talking to each other, which they get a week to do this.
Is it only? I think it's more than a week.
No, it's just a week.
They have to be engaged at the end of 1 week?
Yes, they get 1 week to do it. What? Yeah. Because my daughter's watching it too, and she said it several times. They have like a week to...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so, and you're like having these discussions and interviews with a few people, and then they're saying, oh, you're my top 2, you're my top 1. And...
Okay, it's 10 days.
10 days.
Okay, so it's a little... Yeah. Okay.
But most of them...
It's not even 2 weeks.
Yeah, because most of them was like day 4, day 6, and... I don't remember seeing anybody.
Some of them, it was like 2 or 3 conversations they got engaged.
And they're already saying, I love you. Anyways.
That felt so forced to me and fake. But the thing is, yes, this is uncomfortable. This is reality TV. Things are manufactured. Yes, yes, yes. But I think we all know and have been that person who's like, oh my God, I am in love.
Well,
and you just, you're like, just hopefully a middle schooler or a teenager when you do that. And you just are actually just finding someone that made you feel validated or seen for the first time. And you call it love.
Well,
it's like so exciting.
I did this with my ex-husband, Mr. Rooster. We talked on the phone before we actually, started, I guess you could say, dating in real life, because he lived in Florida and I lived in Idaho, and I was
Yeah, you did
17.
really have that.
So we fell in love over on the phone, and we saw each other twice through this whole time. He came here to see me. I went to see him. And then I decided through him really pushing me to move to Florida. I moved there after I graduated, and I got a whole nother version, but I didn't feel like I could leave. So watching this, and then also I've, done some dating, and there's been two guys also that I basically spent most of the time just talking to them because they were long distance. And then we spent time in person, and you get a whole nother version of a person when you're together, and you're at their home, you start to get to see their habits, who they actually are. I'm like, I don't find that realistic that you can just sit in a room, not see the person, talk for 10 days and find out you're in love.
It's obviously not realistic. I think what I find even more concerning is that it's actually a recipe for narcissistic people, abusive people to be able to get you.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
that's what worked with my ex.
Well, the thing with narcissistic people or toxic people is that they're really good with the words, and they're really good at saying the right things.
Yeah.
And they're really good at figuring out what it is that you want to hear and giving that to you and being performative, right? They're like, okay, what kind of person do they need to fall in love or feel safe? And then they become that person. Yeah. And the show is set up so that it relies solely on words.
Yeah.
And not at all on actions.
Yeah.
Which is how you know if someone is safe or not, by watching if they deliver through actions on the things that they say.
Yeah.
If their words match their actions.
And I think that's another thing that I could say is blind, is that women have fallen, and men too, we have fallen for words. Like society, we have just fallen for words, and then we're like, oh, it's okay. We've like kind of under addressed it, or we've just let it slide. But I have learned through dating and from my divorce and everything that actions is what I am seeking and looking for. I'm like, you can tell me all the things you want, but you have to prove it to me. I need to see the action, because it's just talk.
Yeah. It's words are easy.
Words are easy.
It's so easy. And I saw it time and again with all of my abusive relationships, because there's been a few. I saw it, and it took like a few for me to finally be like, I need to see what they do.
Yeah.
The apology was great. The tears were great. The I love yous were great. Okay.
The gifts.
What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now that we've reconciled? Are they going to do anything different?
Are they going to follow through with their words?
Is it going to last for more than a week or two, or even 24 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we've both have learned this.
It's painful.
It is painful, but just, put an expectation of like what it is you want to see done, and just wait for them to do it. And you'll know, like, if they don't do it within like a week or two, I guess it depends on what the action is, they're not going to do it.
Well, love is consistently showing up. It's consistency.
Yeah.
It's reliability. That's how you know you're safe with someone, because they show you.
Yeah.
They defend you when you're not in the room. They speak kindly to you. They notice you, and they deliver on that.
Yeah.
The thing with narcissists and toxic people is they become very good at the words, and it's almost like being hypnotized. They almost do this like energy thing with words, and they're so smooth and they're so engaging when they use the words that you almost kind of go into this sleeping beauty slumber,
like a trance,
where you don't defend yourself, you don't protect yourself, and you just say, okay.
Yeah, I fell for that with my last ex-boyfriend. He used the words, and he was really good at it, but it took me about a whole year to figure it out. And just like, even after we broke up, he kept using the words, and finally I was like,
it's how they pull you back in too. It's how they put out the little hooks. It's kind of like fishing, where they release you and catch you again and pull you back in.
Yeah, but it helped that I was extremely exhausted, so every time he used the words, I was like, I really don't care
I like how so many of your stories about ending abuse cycles are like, I just got too tired.
I have peaked to burnout. That is how I finally learned so many things these last 2 years, is because I hit burnout, and you really do. You just don't care
I think
anymore.
that's how a lot of menopausal women get, and that's why they're seen as so difficult.
Yeah.
They're just too tired.
Well, and then, when I broke up with this guy, climbing guy, man, he really was so good at the words, and I fell for it often. But after we broke up and he kept doing it and then not following through with the action, and because we weren't together, I could see it better.
Yeah, it helps to have that space.
Yeah, and he said he was going to change things. He was going to go to therapy, all these things, and he did it. He went to therapy once. He didn't do it, and it just made it so much easier to say no. I'm like, oh, you really are not.
That's the other thing with Love is Blind, is they force them to move so quickly.
Oh, I know.
Which is another recipe
for narcissists
and abusers.
Yeah.
Is they want you to move fast, because if you take your time, you will see the cycle. You will see the pattern. You will see that they say this, but they do this. And now it's been this many times, and we know that they're just this way. They're just a liar.
I feel like this show is like set up for narcissists to join.
This isn't love. This is abuse.
Yeah, this is abuse. And we have enjoyed calling out the narcissist as we watch. We're like, oh my God, narcissist.
And it's also like perfect bait for narcissists, because they get to be on reality TV.
Yeah.
Which is what they love.
They love, yeah.
And we're not just talking about the men, although, wow, the red flags. I mean, a lot of the women are
too.
narcissists too in this show.
But it's just so funny.
Lest you think that we're sexist. We do see it on both sides.
It's just easier to talk about the men.
Well, that's our own story.
Yeah.
Although we've been abused by women too.
Oh, we should do a Women Day. Let's talk about the women.
Did you know I've been raped by a woman?
Yeah.
It is possible.
It is possible.
It happens. Coercion is a thing.
Yeah. I have a lot of rape trauma around women. And even when I was a young girl, it was girls that were a little bit older than me that were trying to take advantage.
Yeah,
so
they never talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's so outside of people's belief, our biases around what rape means, that it's this very like, you physically overpower someone, and so the idea of a woman raping a woman doesn't really register in our society. But coercion is a thing.
Yeah. And just to put this out there, rape does not always mean a woman is fighting for her life and screaming. It can be you being mentally coerced and then numbing out because you are in shock or confused. And it can look like you were not raped, or, the one raping you will try to say that you complied, that you agreed to it, but all honesty, you didn't.
Survivor Man, who I was married to, there were rapes that occurred that it was actually safer for me to let that happen than accept the alternative, because he would have beat me. And so it was like this choice sometimes to just submit and let it, which would still be rape, right? Like that's still not someone coming in equally with a desire for this interaction.
If you're saying no inside,
and they know that you're saying no inside, they know that you do not actually want this,
then that's rape.
And this show also is set up for coercive rape. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a rape show.
I know. When we were watching them just talking to each other with the wall, and then they say they love you, and then they meet each other and they kiss, and that's really uncomfortable because you can tell they're all acting.
Yeah, it's so fake. They're not even acting very well, some of them. Their body language is so stiff and so
you can just
repulsed.
Tell. Yeah. But then they go to Mexico, and that is when I think the whole time my face was just stunned. And
I know. Our faces were like
I just like...
You should go peek at this on YouTube if you can. We should do.
I was just like, oh my God! We watched it for like 3 hours straight, and I just stand here like I cannot change my face. I am repulsed
It was just
by what I'm watching.
disgust after disgust after disgust.
I was like, these women, and they're all like...
But it was bringing up my trauma, so I was like, oh, this is really interesting.
It was helping me see, I do have to say I appreciate
like the patterns.
that. It helped me to see when I have done that and when I've like felt that pressure. And then you're like, oh, well, it's just sex. Like, it's okay. Like, you try to brush it off as no big deal. But you know,
you just gaslight yourself.
I know, but
they gaslight you. Deal. You gaslight you. No one knows what reality is anymore. They're all just living in this la la land delusion.
I know. It's this. Yeah, this show is...
Maybe we should go on... No, we wouldn't last very long. I'm like, maybe we should go on that show. Just, bring some reality. No, we wouldn't even make it past the first...
We wouldn't make it past us even submitting ourselves into it. I mean, we would
never be accepted.
We'd never be accepted onto that show.
Well, I'd have to probably get divorced.
Yeah.
I got divorced to go on Love is Blind.
Yeah. Oh my God. But yes, it's just the way they like start showing the characters, like the people, and they're talking about, they're like starting to flirt with each other, and then they all like end up sleeping with one another, and they're like all bragging about it the next day.
Well, thing, so they get engaged or whatever, and then you have to get engaged to go to Mexico or wherever they're going. Yeah. And so of course they want to, so they get the free trip.
Because they get the free trip.
But then you're there and you're expected to share a bed with this person you've known for 10 days that you are engaged to, that you have never even seen in person until like
I know.
Yesterday.
They're all talking, saying,
and now they're
I
just
love
supposed
you,
to immediately have sex.
Yeah.
And they almost all of them do. And
except
it's just
for one couple, I think.
Well, it's because he's racist.
Yeah, there's this
but
one guy.
Even then, you can see how the having sex changes the dynamic too, where the women are just like, they're just like giving it up because that's what they're supposed to do. They're engaged and they love this guy. So here you go, even if I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah.
And then the guys like stop being as respectful to the women because they got it and they can have it whenever they want now.
Yeah. And that is one thing I have been learning for myself is that you do not have to have sex with someone at all. And if
the expectation is there, even if the whole world is watching on reality TV and you're supposed to, you do not have to.
And just see how they react when you say no, because that's going to also show how much of a person they are, what values they have. Do they respect you? But I was pretty triggered by watching all of that stuff.
Yeah, there was the one couple where she's the single mom, Amber and Jordan.
Yeah, Amber and Jordan.
That couple has been so triggering for me because it reminds me of just like the dynamic I was in with Survivor Man, where I wasn't really attracted to him, but I told myself to not be vain. And then
don't want too much.
When we did start being sexually active, I like didn't really enjoy it, but I was like, oh, well, this is just how it is. Men just need it to be happy. And she's literally
saying the same
things where it's like, oh, well, sex isn't really a big deal to me, but men need it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like words straight out of my mouth when I was 20. And then he treats her like crap and he doesn't take care of his body. He almost like celebrates that he doesn't and that he's gross. Yeah. Like rubs it in her face, makes her shave his back. Like this is their honeymoon period and he's making her shave his back.
Yeah.
Like you're not even trying to kind of have your honeymoon
like
phase.
Woo her or I know. Yeah. And she's gorgeous too. You can tell clearly she cares about
way about him.
Of his league.
And then it reminded me again when they go to his house because it's like a hovel, but he like shames her. He's like, whoa, what are you, like, too good for this? Like, I think this is great. And then they go to her house, which is this beautiful,
really
cute home that she owns. And he just acts like it's not good enough.
Yeah.
And that is my whole life with Survivor Man, where I kept being told I was a snob if I didn't want to have, like, trash in our front yard, if I didn't want to live in a trailer.
Well,
like, I'm too good for this.
She owns her home, and she's really hoping that he'll want to live where they live, because it's also her daughter's
home.
And her school's, like, right there. And he's like, well, I just need to be where there's some bars. And I was like, oh, my God, girl, run away.
But she entertains this, and they even get married. And it's just, like... Why? Why do we as women do this? Why are we willing to gaslight ourselves, lower our standards, and cater everything to this man who is bringing nothing. He is bringing nothing that is contributing to your life.
Well, because we want to be chosen.
We just desperately want love.
We want to be loved so bad. So we are willing to
lower our standards.
Lower our standards. We are willing to sacrifice the things that make us happy.
I have a disgust look on my face again.
I know. This is how I looked watching the show. I was just like,
well, and just how easy it was for him too. Like,
I know.
To woo her, all he did was make her cookies, and they were engaged like an hour later. Because he made her cookies, and she thought it was the sweetest thing ever. I'm like, wow, this is a woman who's been raped and mistreated her whole life.
Yeah, you can tell.
You can tell.
And he doesn't even have really a career, right? And she was like just talking about...
She doesn't, and she does.
And she was just like, that stuff doesn't matter to me. You know, the body doesn't matter to me. I'm like, oh, honey, it should. Yes, I've learned. I mean, I did that one too.
Some
it
bare
should matter.
minimum, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's that thing we as women do where we tried the flashy guy or the good-looking guy, and he abused us. And so we think, oh, we need to go with the ugly guy now. And that'll fix the problem.
No.
Well, guess what? Ugly, good looking, they're all abusive.
They are. I've done all of that.
Abuse.
The ugly. Do not ever lower yourself to someone you are not attracted to. No.
Narcissism comes in all shapes and sizes and colors.
I mean, that only lasted 2 months, but I was just like, oh my God, I'm never doing that again. I am never doing that again, going with someone who is unattractive.
Well, I did it with Survivor Man. I was not attracted to him. I was not, but I was like, here's this scary guy and he really loves me. So I just need to, I almost like brainwashed myself to want to be with him.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it, but she is doing the same thing in the show, and it's been bringing up my stuff.
I know. I mean, I get it. I did it with Mr. Rooster too, with my ex-husband. I did the same thing.
Because naturally, if someone is mistreating you, you will not be attracted. Mm-hmm. But somehow as women, we just put that in a box somewhere and we spread our legs.
Yeah. It's a really hard one to cure.
Love me, please love me.
I think for me, I've had to go through several different relationships and keep choosing me. And I think I've just gotten so sick of men and repulsed that I'm like, I don't even want to date, especially watching this show. But now I'm just like, if I even am going to even play with the idea of like a man coming into my life again, it's this feeling of like, well, what do you have that's going to make my life better? Because I'm already pretty good. So we just need to like bring the standard up.
But it's hard when you have women. We're just so desperately wanting to be chosen.
I know.
And I think the whole pick me movement comes from this childhood wound of not being seen, because our parents, the boomer generation, they were just so self-centered and self-absorbed. And we grew up as sort of ornaments in their life, sort of like lawn ornaments in their perfect family picture. Yeah. And so then we just find a guy and he says the right words and we feel seen for the first time. And then we tell ourselves that it's love and we betray ourselves on every level to then pursue him.
Well, and you marry him and then you're kind of just told by, like parents, if you talk to them about it, if something bad's happening and they're like, well, that's just marriage. That's just how it is.
Well, and that's the other thing that's been so triggering about Love is Blind is watching the women continually offer just out the gate to give up their lives.
Oh, yeah.
To give up their careers, their homes, to move locations.
Yeah.
Anything for their husband.
And these guys are just...
Take.
They're just loving it. But they're already trying to talk to some of the other women that they were interested in the pods. That's what they call it, where they're talking. And so, they've already had the one girl. They've already slept with her. But so now they're trying to, like, talk to the other ones they're interested in. And they're like, I'm actually more attracted to you now that I see you physically. And it's just so gross.
I think it's just kind of gross seeing that women constantly offer to give up their home, to give up their career, to give up their life for a man, but the men never initiate that.
Never.
They never say, you know, if it makes more sense, then I'll come live with you. Or, you know, your job is actually more stable than mine, so I'm sure I can figure something out because it makes sense to support you in your career. Like, it's such a sexist show as well.
But isn't this, I mean, I agree, yes, but isn't this just kind of culturally how it's been for a long time? Like, the woman always gives up everything for the man. Like, you give up your career, you move where his work is going to be. Like, we've like seen this when we owned our business, our yoga studio with our young yoga teachers. So many of them left because they had to follow their husbands.
Well, I just thought that was more maybe unique to Mormon culture because, come on, it's 2026, right?
Yeah.
We're how far from the 50s now? The 1950s? Like, how long have women had their own careers? And yet we still do it. Even when we have our own careers and our own income, we still have that instilled in us that we just need a man to be happy.
Yeah, we need the one. Oh, he's my guy. And then I won't be happy or complete until I have him. No, actually, you can be.
But they want him. The men want to be, they want the one too. The men want women.
Yeah.
Clearly. So why aren't we making them work for it? Why aren't we why can't they offer to sacrifice something? Why can't they go on a hero's quest to get the princess, to earn the goddess?
I know, that's what we were saying as we were watching this show. Like, these men are not even having to try. Like, make them work a little harder. Oh, I made you
cookies. He invested all of like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And now he gets to marry her?
Yeah.
45 minutes of labor, and now he doesn't have to do anything else ever again.
Yeah, I know. Or the one guy that got the girl a basketball.
Yeah.
But she gave him this really nice watch. I was like, oh my God, like, try harder, maybe. The show has been shocking and triggering at the same time. It's kind of like watching my life on a screen. And, but also kind of reminded me of like how far we've come. Like the fact that I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Now I'm just like, oh my God, get some standards.
Yeah.
Ask for more, respect yourself more. Like, these guys are losers. Like, hardly any of them have jobs or a nice place to live. Like, you do need that and want that. Like, yes, go after that.
Well, and all the examples of gaslighting, it's almost makes me nauseous how much just blatant reality distortion is happening, where there's like the one woman who on their Mexico, where they have their own little apartment, he is doing the style of abuse where they ignore you. And he went like 2 days ignoring her. And when she finally confronted him about it and is like, look, if you don't want to be here, then you don't have to be here. And he, of course, wants to continue to be on TV. So he just gaslights her and tells her, oh, I'm grieving my grandfather and blah, blah, blah. And
I just need some space.
And you know what? I'm not the kind of guy that talks about things a lot. I just don't like to talk things to death all the time. Like, and then calls her needy.
Yeah.
Acting like 2 days of silence makes her needy and over talkative. And she has the audacity to like apologize.
Well, that is very familiar.
It's so familiar, isn't it?
I did that for 17 years with my ex, Mr. Rooster.
And then guess what happens when the show's over? He ghosts her.
Yeah, he ghosts
because
her.
He didn't want to be with her.
No, he didn't. Well, it's pretty obvious he doesn't want to be with her from the beginning.
Yeah, he won't even like kiss her.
He hardly
or
kisses
touch her.
They're the couple that
constantly complains about the fact that she's black.
Yeah.
It's like, enough red flags?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, well, I've actually never dated a black woman before.
This is just weird.
Yeah, he's like, you didn't sound black when we were talking.
Yeah, and then she has to like tell her whole like racial ancestry.
She's like,
and like, would he have asked a white woman to tell her racial ancestry?
I know. Yeah, I know. And then they're the couple that hasn't even had sex because he's so turned off by her. But that's not what she's said.
So she's getting the silent treatment and all this abuse from him. What does she do? She offers him sex.
Yeah. She's like, well, we can just have sex if that's what's going to help, break the ice.
It's like, oh my God, this is what is going on with women.
She should have left his ass right away.
We need to make them work for it.
Yeah.
We need to respect ourselves. Like, yeah, we can complain about men all day long because, yes, abuse, right? The most common way a woman dies is at the hands of an intimate partner.
Yeah.
But what about us having higher standards? What about us being willing to be a cat lady instead of accept that shit?
I know. Well, I think people are just so afraid of being alone or dying alone.
They want babies.
And they want, that's
another one. Oh, yeah.
Do not have babies with any of these losers, with these type of men. These men that don't respect you. Do you think they're going to help you respect you when you have their baby?
What's so weird to me is how many of these men are baby hungry.
Oh, I know.
They're hungrier for the babies than the women are.
They're interviewing to make sure they want to have babies. And
I'm like, do you have some kind of baby kink? You just want to put a baby in her so bad? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, there's one girl that
you don't even know each other. Why do you want to have children with her?
I know.
Like, she could be nutso.
I know.
She could be a serial killer.
Yeah, get to know her first. That's going to be the mother of your children. But yeah, they're really pressuring the women if they're going to want to be mothers. And then one woman doesn't want to have children, but they keep pushing her.
Yeah, Emma, and she's adopted, and that's a common thing for adopted individuals is to be uncertain about having children, and she is.
Yeah, and she is, and she just feels all this pressure, but because she wants to be picked, she starts to kind of bend, and it's like, well, maybe I'm just so afraid that I'm going to pass something down to them, so I don't want to have children.
What about genetic testing?
Yeah.
And what about if she just ends up being infertile?
Yeah.
Does that end your marriage?
God,
like,
I know.
maybe we should go a little slower here. Maybe we shouldn't say I love you and get engaged.
I think if a man is already pressuring me to do something I don't want to do,
that you've very clearly said don't want,
then that's a red flag. Like, we should not be talking or communicating anymore. And having a child is a huge choice, like a huge decision on both sides. It's a big commitment. It's the rest of your life. Like, you have to want that. She does not. And they're just continuously even gaslighting her the whole time.
Well, to me, it was such a red flag too, because it's like the first conversation they have. And she's like, yeah, I'm not sure about children. I don't think I want them. And immediately he's like, well, what about if? And what about if? And what about? And then she is like, oh, thanks for being so respectful and talking about this with me. I'm like, that's not respectful. He immediately is pressuring you and trying to kind of pull apart.
Kind of guilt you.
Yeah, guilt you and make you feel less than because this is something you don't want. Make you feel like something's wrong with you.
Even they bring up, well, what about adopting? Would you be interested in adopting? And she's like, oh, well, maybe I could do that because I was adopted. And this whole time I'm just like, oh my God, I can't watch this
But why are we talking about this on day one? We don't even know if we like each other.
Yeah.
We haven't even seen each other.
Oh, I know. Through the conversations in the pods, and they're like, talking about all these deep conversations they're having. I'm like, I haven't heard one deep conversation at all.
Yeah.
Any of that.
I was like, is this deep for other people?
I guess so.
Or when they tell their deep trauma stories, and I was like, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? God.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What a nice life you've lived.
I love how they all bring up their specialness.
Their special stories.
Telling their stories. And I'm like, God, we are so fucked. We are so fucked as a society. This is what we do. It is just all mask. It's all games. It's all for show. And there's no genuine person in there. There's no authenticity. There's nothing raw happening in these pods.
And women's bodies and spirits are just being served up on this platter to feed this disgustingness.
Yeah, just to service the man.
Not even men. They're these immature boys.
Okay.
They're
to service these little boys.
Yeah. And I just think that this is one of the biggest problems with our society is that women are willing to exploit every sacred part of themselves to try to find love.
Yeah, and you're not going to find it.
We give up careers. We give up passions. We betray our own children. We betray our bodies, all so that a man will choose us. And it's fucked up.
And all we're doing is just betraying ourselves, and it's creating this ugliness inside,
It just
this bitterness,
creates
this
spoiled,
pain.
toxic men because they never have to raise the bar.
No.
They show up in their sweatpants with their gut hanging out, and we give them everything.
Yeah.
Oh, he
And
made
we're
me
like-
a cookie.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, he showed up today. Yay, look at him trying.
Oh, thank goodness. Better give him extra sex.
Yeah, well, and then that too. But really, it should be just the other way around. Women are the sacredness. We are the ones birthing life. We create. Men can't do that. They should be fighting for us.
Well, it's a self-worth thing, right? You have to see yourself as deserving.
Yeah. Well, you just go through really hard stuff until you get
tired.
menopause and get tired, and then you just realize, I've had this wrong my whole life. He should actually be proving to me what he's got to give to me.
Well, just look how they treat women in menopause.
Oh, I know.
Look how they treat women who are the cat lady, the derogatory things they say about them, the way they're devalued and minimized.
Yeah.
Well, really what they're doing is they're standing in wisdom.
Yeah.
And they're standing in self-worth.
Yeah.
And they're saying, we deserve better. And then they're mocked and said they're going to die alone. And their cats are going to eat them.
Well, you know what?
Because no man wants them.
Good. I don't want any of those men anyway. I'll die with my cats happily.
Well, and it's such a lie that men don't want you. It's like, they still seem to be pretty excited.
Yeah. Well, isn't there like a study that women live longer if they're without a man?
They do. They live quite a bit
Yeah,
longer.
and men actually have developed like heart disease or heart attacks if they don't have a partner. I'm just like, it's so good.
It's a parasitic relationship.
It really is. I was just like, this is great. I'm like, and that's the thing. I think women, except for the ones on Love Are Blind, Love is Blind, we're starting to kind of figure this out. We are really enjoying being alone. And
Honestly, if you haven't figured it out all the way, maybe just watch Love is Blind. It's very educational.
it is.
It's like, this is what is wrong.
Yeah, what not to be. What not to be, because, wow.
Well, and there's abusive women on there as well. So, men, this could maybe benefit you.
Yeah.
If you
the
would like,
way they were manipulating to get the partner they wanted.
Yeah.
Or,
if you would like to see an abusive woman, Bree is very abusive to
she
Connor.
is. Yeah. Yeah, she is really hard
She
to watch.
belittles him. She gaslights him. She is clearly trying to hook up with someone else while telling him that he just needs to
be patient with her.
She mocks his home,
Yeah.
which is the nicest home of all the loser guys. And
He's got his life put
He's got his
together.
life together. And
Yeah.
she tells him he's a fixer-upper and all this shit.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
demoralizes him quite a bit.
It's a very, very good. And even in the way she got him to choose her, it was very manipulative.
Yeah, it was. So
you're welcome.
You're welcome.
If you want a crash course on narcissism and abuse cycles within relationships, Love is Blind might be the show for you.
The one, yes, there is a narcissist that's very obvious in there. It's a soccer player, Alex. Yesterday, we watched an episode, and I would say throughout the entire series, I enjoyed this scene. It's when he had to meet Ashley's parents,
who is a divorce lawyer. Her father is a divorce lawyer.
It was so good.
The questions that he asked, I was like, oh, here's a guy that gets it.
He gets it. And Alex, you could tell he was starting to feel pretty uncomfortable because he couldn't keep up. Narcissists are really good with the words, as we've said. They're really good at performing. But sometimes
questions,
when they're put in the corner, you can tell they start getting flustered. And so the dad could tell, and he was just like, he was calling him out. It was
the dad could tell that he was a liar because of his body language, which is why love cannot be blind. You need to be able to see their body language.
Well,
people have tells.
Ashley, she's a beautiful woman. She actually rejects Alex. So they do not get married at the end. She leaves him at the altar, and she claims that she started to see the red flags of him.
But really, it's her father that was like, oh, honey.
Yeah, he probably,
Because you can tell when he's grilling him, when her father is grilling Alex, you can see on her face that she's like, oh. because she does the fantasy thing.
She
and this
does.
is something a lot of women do, and men for that matter. We meet someone that says the right words and we create a fantasy in our heads about who they are.
Yeah.
And then we only take in information that lines up with that fantasy, and we ignore all of the red flags.
Well, and they wanted to be the hot couple. She really wanted a Ken.
Well, he was really good looking.
Yeah.
And I think she's pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
He was excited that she was good looking.
Yeah.
And so they had that.
Yeah, but then they sleep together, and he's already trying to find another woman.
Yeah, he's already starting to belittle her. And that's the thing with narcissists is the more they get you, the more they obtain the prize, the less valuable that is. They're like a squirrel. They're like shiny thing, shiny thing, shiny thing. And so as soon as they get one shiny thing, they're dissatisfied with it, and they're looking for another shiny thing.
Yeah, it's never enough.
And so that's why you have to move slowly.
Have conversations, meet in person, and also just, that's another thing is like you need to see how this person's going to show up for you. Like if you've been talking for a while and then you start to go through something difficult, see how this person is showing up for you, because a narcissist will run away. They don't want your messy problems.
Oh no. As soon as you're not perfect, as soon as you're not doing something for them and they're being asked to show up somehow in the relationship, that's when they show their colors.
Yeah.
Or if you tell them no, if you have a boundary, or if you need a favor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or just some support.
Yeah.
No. This relationship is supposed to be about meeting their needs.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you ever start to, like, let's say when you meet, your body looks great. If that ever starts to change, it will not.
That's why that's why they always have to go find the younger model.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just a whole topic in itself of why our culture is so pedophilic.
It's gross.
But anyway.
But back to Love is Blind.
Women, free yourselves.
Free yourselves. No, it is not possible for this type of show to work. You cannot just fall in love with somebody with a wall between you by just talking to them for 10 days.
I mean, I guess you could get lucky and you find someone that's not toxic or a narcissist, and together with time, you can build mutual respect and understanding.
Well,
but not by the end of the show can we say these people are actually in a healthy, loving dynamic.
No. I mean, for me, like from all my experiences I've been through, and I have rushed. Yeah.
I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah. For me, I was like, what really makes sense to me now? It's almost like how I developed a friendship with this person right here. It was time, and we talked a lot, and you are my best friend, and and it taught me a lot. It showed me a lot.
Yeah, I guess you're okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Well,
you are my best friend as well.
But it taught me a lot. It showed me what I want in a partner. I was like, this is what I want. And I don't want it to be fast. I want to take my time. I want to develop a connection, a friendship. That's what I want, is a friendship. And to be attracted to the person too, because don't do that. Don't settle. Don't settle for anybody that you're not attracted to. Because
and I want to say too, because Vic and Christine, the couple that ends up getting married and they're still married, they're kind of the ones that are pushed as an example of a healthy relationship.
Oh, yeah.
They are not a healthy relationship.
You can tell. He actually gives me the creeps. I feel
does.
really uncomfortable with him because he went in wanting someone religious, and she is the same. So she's just...
That's fine. It's fine if you want to be on the same page with that stuff.
If you're healthy with it.
Yeah.
Because he is doing the all-knowing man. And she's being the submissive.
He is being the patriarch, and she is his submissive wife now. So they're falling into this highly Christian, toxic relationship dynamic.
Yeah. It was giving me the ick,
where
too.
Even the way he, lectures her about needing to forgive.
Yeah.
When she's telling some really deep trauma.
She was the only one I actually really liked, and she actually had real trauma.
A real that's story. Actually a story.
Yeah, and then he's just like, well, I went through this, and I forgave my father.
Have you thought about forgiving? You have not forgiven. You have repressed.
Yeah. I was just
You are not developed enough as a human.
How dare you?
For me to believe that you've actually done that work.
Yeah, and then she's opening up, and then you're trying to belittle her. in her healing journey and you're trying to tell her she should find forgiveness. And she was even like, well, I don't know if I can.
Which is
And
okay.
yeah, when you've been through some real trauma and you've have maybe a really abusive parent, that is actually a very healthy and normal way to feel. Like I have experienced that, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I can actually say I forgive you.
But trauma specialists, people who work in trauma heavily, therapists who are actually educated about these things, they do not pressure you to forgive.
They tell you you don't even have to.
It's about you and your healing journey and wherever you're at and whatever you need in that moment, because your trauma was probably about meeting that toxic person, that abuser's needs. It was about the abuser and prioritizing their needs over you. So in the healing journey, it's all about prioritizing you and where you're at and what you need in that moment. Whatever you feel is completely fine and you're allowed to feel it.
Yeah, well, forgiveness just looks different for anybody.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't even...
But it was kind of this toxic Christian, like, let's just love and light all of the negative emotions away.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, then I'm going to use Christian language to now guilt you and shame you.
Yeah.
Because I am the authority figure in this relationship.
For not being as good as I am, because I forgave.
So even the couple that is seen as healthy...
They're not.
...is so unhealthy.
Yeah, they actually... He gives me the icks. I was like...
There's something about his body language that feels very patriarchal.
I was like, oh, I bet he rapes her.
Oh, yeah. Domineering.
Domineering. He knows better. He's the man.
It's like that covert abuse, right? Where they're very likable and they say the right words, but there's something about them that's like dismissing and minimizing.
Yeah, and she was abused as a girl, so she's gonna fall right into it.
So of course she'd pick it.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, so yeah, Love is Blind is very educational.
What did you think? Are there pieces that we missed?
Yeah.
Are there things that stood out to you that you were just like, holy crap?
Yeah. We'd love to
please comment,
get feedback.
please share.
Yeah, because we've actually, I've been quite repulsed, but I'm also pulled in.
It's almost like too much.
Yeah.
There's almost too much to work with to even just talk about in one episode.
Yeah. But we're going to continue watching it.
And
yeah.
Doing our trauma work
Doing our
that
trauma
way.
work. I was like, well, I guess it's helping, but wow, this is the world we live in.
This is why we have so many problems. This is where we're at with our self-respect and with how we treat each other in our most intimate, vulnerable relationships.
Yeah, and if you are seeking a partner, if you want someone who's going to value you and respect you, you have got to value and respect yourself. If you want that love, you got to love yourself, because once you do those things, nobody like those people on that show are going to be able to walk into your life.
Well, and let's face it, the unhealthy people outnumber the people doing their work by far. So if you want someone who's going to love and respect you and treat you as an equal partner, you're going to have to get comfortable with saying no and with breaking up with people. And the fact that you're going to have to move through, hopefully quickly, through several relationships that aren't what you want. You're just going to have to get used to having a boundary and being like, no, this isn't what I want.
Yeah, it gets easier. If that's a really hard thing for you,
breaking up with people sucks.
I hate breaking up with people. It really does suck. But it's getting easier, and just like choosing myself has been getting easier too. And
it is okay to disappoint them. It is okay to hurt their feelings. It is okay to have an uncomfortable conversation. Yeah. Those are all things that are okay.
That is normal. That is human. But don't ever settle. Don't let them mistreat you. Don't ever give your body away just to make them happy and to feel chosen. Those are all big red flags. Those are all ways of betraying yourself. And, you know, once you have, and I've gone down that road, that also just takes time to reclaim those parts of yourself that maybe knowingly betrayed or unknowingly betrayed. And
well, and if you grew up in any kind of abuse, it can be really hard for you to have confrontation.
Oh, yeah.
To trigger someone of the opposite sex, someone in a romantic relationship. It can feel like a lot.
It is a lot.
And that's a lot of times why we end up kind of just being stuck in these less than half-assed relationships.
Yeah.
Is because we just don't we're just afraid of doing that, of disappointing someone, of upsetting someone.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, free woman. If you want to be free and if you want to have the relationship of your dreams, what you really got to do is you got to learn to choose you.
You can do it. We've done it. You can do it.
We believe in you.
We believe in you. Remember to like and subscribe.